Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Vintage Craft and Chat. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody had an amazing week. If you are new here, we meet every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I do guided paper craft tutorials, things you can use in your handmade journals, junk journals, that kind of thing. Mostly paper crafting and some holiday stuff when we get near the holidays. So hello, everybody. I know Leanne is already in here. Good morning, my friend. Leanne is joining us from Boston. She's traveling with her honey this week. Hi, Nettie. How are you? And Kathy is here. Hi, friends. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm so excited. I was saying to my family, now that sounds conceited, what I was just going to say, but I, in general, love everything that I make and create and all the tutorials we do together. But I don't know, something's really special about these, and they're so simple. That's what's so interesting about them. So today we are taking vintage flashcards and we're digging into our field guides, our botanical books, our bird books, animal books, plants, butterflies, bugs, all that kind of thing. And they're so simple. It's just a flashcard with some fussy cut images from book illustrations. And most of them I've put a little, strip of paper down at the bottom just for a little bit of grounding. But they couldn't be more simple, but they're so beautiful. I'm smitten with them. I'm so smitten with them. And then this one, I found a mushroom. I pulled out a mushroom for us to work with today. But so this image, there was the blue flowers were a separate image, the mushroom, and then I found this little cluster of flowers down here. It was like a little shrub looking thing. And the little butterfly was a separate thing. And then just one of the little Tim Holtz snippets. What are these? I never can remember the name of them, but they are my favorite. So they're just the Tim Holtz ideology, I guess, ephemera pack snippets, but they're the little small ones here. So I love this pack. You get tons of them in here. I've had this a long time and I just keep crafting with it. So I don't know, there's probably like 100 or something in there. I can't see, it's covered up. Let's see this one here. So this flashcard here, some of the flashcards I have in my collection have boxes and some have triangles. They're like addition and subtraction. So I just took advantage of the box that was already on the card and I put just, I think did I just lose everybody? I had the circle thing, which is weird because nobody's home. I'm all by myself. I'm all by myself at the house today. Hi, Susie. How are you? Beth, how are you, Beth? I'm so glad you're watching on your lunch break. I'm so glad you're here. I froze? That's weird. Gardner's here. Of course, Gardner's always here, but the kids aren't home. Jim's not home. So very, very interesting. The color looks a little weird too. I'll open the door when the gardener leaves. It's kind of stuffy in here. So yeah, so I took advantage of the box there on that one. And then this one I did last night because I'm kind of obsessed. So I wanted to do one with a really tall flash tag or flash card. So kind of the same basic layout. And then I just added a little one of our handmade labels down there at the bottom of that one. So that's it. I went silent. Yeah, that's a little scary. I hope nothing happens. Everything seems good. I'm plugged in. I'm charging. Hopefully it was just a fluke. I know they're doing a lot of construction in our area, but that's with, I think, water pipes and stuff. So hopefully we'll say a little prayer. Before I turn the screen around, let me pull from our prompt jar. Let me do that really quick while we're waiting for more people to come in. Last week it was snippet rolls, so we've all been busy making snippet rolls in our craft group. And we were talking this morning, Angela and I were saying that we were just chit-chatting that snippet rolls take a long time. I don't know what it is about snippet rolls. You really have to be in the frame of mind, and they take me a long time. they're one of those labor of love things. Oh, now this is something we use all the time. Most of us, anybody that's junk journaling and collaging. So vintage book page, that's an easy one. That's our prompt for this week. Vintage book page. That's gonna be an easy one. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I think I caught everybody. I think I did. Did I say hi to you, Susie? I think I said hi, but I'm not sure. Julie, yes, Julie. Yeah, and I think it's down there in the lower part of the screen. So that's our prompt this week. I will post a picture in our craft group for those that want to craft along. If anybody is here in the chat and you're not already in our Instagram craft group and you would like to come and participate, we when we complete one of our prompts each week, we'll post a picture. You don't have to even do it. We don't have a lot of rules. It's about fun and encouraging each other and taking inspiration for what everybody else is crafting and doing. But if you would like to be added to the group, just let me know and I will add you in. I'm going to put that back there so I don't lose it. Clear off the decks a little bit. And let's see. Yeah, I think I'll turn around. Hi, Angela. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let me turn around because it's easier to show most things, I think, if we turn around. So I'm going to show you the books I've been working with. And then I also pulled out some other things. If you don't happen to have flashcards in your stash, let's see. I re-hooked up my camera today. Ugh, everything's falling. Okay, let's put, whoops, let me get back here. What happened here? Everything went crazy. Original. Okay, let me prop that there. Let's see. Hi, Kim. How are you? Hello, hello. And Christy's here. Hi, Christy. Okay. Camera's a little close to me. We're a little bit crooked. Let me kind of make do. We're kind of straight there. Let me try to come down a little bit more. Sometimes when we come back down too much, we get the weird focusing thing, but let me see what I could do. It's a little wonky today. Let me straighten you guys up and I'll come this way. There we go. A little bit better. I always like to share what I did for the prior week's prompt. So here is my entry for snippet roll. I'm just into the Halloween crafting lately. It's like, I don't know why. I keep wanting to craft in the Halloween style. In fact, I was looking at this project today and I'm like, oh my gosh, it would be so cute to find some crows, owls, something like that kind of has the Halloween vibe. So this jumping off point, of course, we had to create a snippet roll. And then I just had these super cute little stickers and I backed them with cardstock and made sort of a little die cut out of them. So that was fun. And this will probably pop up as a vintage craft and chat, a weekly tutorial the closer we get to Halloween. So it's kind of nice to have these little projects already prepped. And look how cute that looks when you roll it up and put a little bulldog clip or a little paper clip on it. Very cute. Looks cute in your stash. So the other thing that I pulled out, thank you everybody. Yeah, that was fun. I did something, there's a similar tutorial that we did. It may have been a standalone video actually, where I just, instead of doing the snippet rolls, I just made individual clusters, same thing with those type of stickers, and it was Christmas. They were kind of vintage Christmassy stickers. So you can go back and look. I think it was a video, not a weekly live. Did you, Kathy? Ooh, I bet it's beautiful. I have yet to make a fabric masterboard or a fabric snippet roll. Those two things are on my to-do list. So the other thing I this morning, kind of quickly, I pulled a few things because I thought if you don't have vintage flashcards, some other things I think that would work really great. And I think what works really good or well with this project is how graphic the flashcards are, right? With that really bold black and white, and then this sort of delicate with the flowers and the birds and the butterflies. I'm thinking that's part of what makes them so beautiful, kind of the juxtaposition of it. So I thought playing cards would work really great for little tags, because we often come across little, botanical fussy cut images in our stash. So this would be cute. In fact, I want to have a play with that sometime. Bingo cards would be amazing if you have any of the black and white bingo cards. I think these may work well too if you have any receipts in your stash. I think those would probably have a good look. Certainly guest checks. I have a little fussy cut here. In fact, I kind of grabbed a few things out, so that would look cute as well. Just a little bit different look, but I think it would look really nice. And what else did I pull? Oh, these. I really need to do some sort of craft with these, but these are the Dollar Tree, the Jot receipt book. They're so thin, so they definitely have to be backed with something, but those would be great if you backed it with cardstock and then just put, copy dyed paper or something on the back, or ledger. But that has a really great graphic too. You just need to make sure that the flowers or whatever images you're working with are, sort of tall and skinny. But I think that would be a great look. My measuring mat, so I have two. One is from Amazon, and I think this one though was from Tuesday Morning, when Tuesday Morning store was still open. And it was so cheap. It was like $7-8. I missed that store. And I don't know, I guess it's a 17-inch mat. Mine has taken a beating. I scrub it and wash it every once in a while, but I'm really bad about getting glue, like art glitter glue, and I don't wipe it off. But I've even sprayed it and then taken something like a spatula and tried to get, but it's real chunky because there's lots of glue on it. And I think the Amazon, probably, I don't know. Actually, let me look because I bought the one. Let me see what I paid for the Amazon one. I think it was well priced too. Let me look on Amazon really quick for that. And I'm really happy with the other one I have too. Let's see, how do we do that easy? Oh, we go here, we look at orders, and then craft mat. And then I can tell you which one. Of course I didn't. Yeah, it didn't show me. Pretty sure. Let's see. Orders. How come it didn't work? Here we go. Let me try it here. I think I typed it in the wrong. I typed it up above and not search your orders. Let's see. It was, doesn't tell me the price. Buy it again. $9.99. Oh my gosh, you can't get any better than that. So it was an 8x12 so just look for like self-healing mat, and it's actually on sale right now for $9.99. And I could put that link in our craft group later, but I think that's a great deal. I mean, that's pretty close to what I paid at Tuesday Morning, and I thought that was a fabulous deal. I just don't take care of mine very well. I don't take care of it. Let me make sure. Oh, Terry came in. Hi, Terry. I hope you're having a good day. Nope, never late, never late. Oh, and then I also wanted to mention really quick, because I have so many flashcards, and I actually sourced another package of them when I was at Taylor's, by Taylor's University, what, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I picked up another pack of vintage flashcards from a thrift store. So I sort of had enough to put a pack of 10, so 2 each of all the different flashcards that I have in my stash. So I think I have a quantity of 3. So these are available in my Etsy shop if you're looking for them. And they have, it's a good pack because they have you know, the ideal ones that are super, super old. So these are like from the 50s when you find the old ideal ones. So there's 4 of those, 2 different. These are, let's see. Yeah, there's 2 different. So some have kind of this little notch here, which I think is cool. So these are like the tall ones that I use to make this one. So they have this cute little notch. So there's 2 of those 1950 ones. I think these are Milton Bradley. So there's 2 of these. Those are probably not quite the 50s, maybe 60s or so. And you get 2 of these in the pack. And these are the more modern ones, but they're 1990. So that's crazy, right? 35 years old. And then you get 2 of these in here. So I have so many. I have so many, but that was perfect to find that other box, because then I'm like, oh good, now I have an even 10. So I can put 2 of each from each box in there. So that's in my Etsy shop. And let's lay out our tags. And I want to share kind of my favorite books. These are always my go-to. They're getting really ripped up and torn up. So this is one that I love to work with. This is the Field Guide to the Birds of Western North America. This happens to be the North America one, but I think you can find a lot of other ones out there for different regions in the US, but this is put out by National Geographic. And this is such a great book for 2 reasons. Graphics are great. The birds are really nice size, if you can kind of tell there. And what I like about this book in particular is the birds are only on one side. So when you're fussy cutting and cutting images out of your botanical books and your field guides, often they're, right, the images are on both sides. And that's what I love about this one, is it's just one-sided. So you don't feel like you have to choose between an image on one side and the other. But look how beautiful they are. So you can tell this one, this book has been cut into and is well loved. But that's one of my favorite go-to books. The other one that I love, I'm always looking for these Peterson Field Guide when I'm out and about, antique stores, thrift stores, you name it. I have picked up a bunch at estate sales too. So I collect the hardback version of these Peterson guides. They come in that really yummy kind of, I'm looking at them right now. Oh, they're across the room. I have them on one of my cabinets, but they're sort of that sea foamy green. They're that great green color. I don't want to cut those up, but I'm always on the lookout for the paperback version of them. So this particular one, there are some color illustrations in here. These are nice too, because they have the image just on the one side. They're not double-sided, so you don't have to pick and choose. And then this book also has a lot of, I just saw them, also has a lot of black and white images in it. So this would be a great one if you wanted to play with watercoloring or coloring in with your colored pencil. This would be great to fussy cut these images, or just go really bold with the black and white. So that's another favorite. And then this is, I think I shared this last week. This is my all-time favorite because it has the animals, the birds, the butterflies, and the flowers in it. And so this is the Reader's Digest North American Wildlife. What does the cover look like? And you can kind of telltale if you're out at an estate sale or thrifting. It always has this little chipmunk here in the lower right hand corner. So that's kind of a telltale. If you see it, grab it. These books are great. Let's see. And again, it's been used and loved, but this one's good too because there's seashells, so you could do like a coastal thing. There's fish, there's like every animal you can think of course, the birds, and then the back is just chock full of florals, mushrooms, all kinds of great stuff. So those are my favorite, and the images are nice and large. If you're working with the smaller, a golden guide, you know, the little ones, I love those too, but those tend to be a little bit smaller. Okay, so let me get those out of the way. Oopsie. Okay, and I pulled out, because that's kind of the thing that takes the longest, is to find what images you want to work with. I don't know if this is going to turn out good, but I thought it would be fun to do little mushrooms and then maybe some ferns. So maybe kind of a woodland thing. So I just cut out a couple images. I probably should have fussy cut them a little bit more. Let me get these out of the way. Hi, Angela. How are you? Carrie's here too. I miss Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Angela. Oh, drive safely. Listening only. Let's see here. I saw somebody said, hi, Debbie. Did I miss Debbie coming in? Don't think I did. Maybe I did. Is Debbie in here? Okay, let me cut these out really quick. I probably should have done this last night. It has been such a crazy couple days. We are trying to do some travel plans for the summer for Jim and myself, and then kind of somewhat of a family trip. Both kids can't go with us, but so we've had a frenzy of making travel plans, which is very fun and exciting. We usually don't, we're kind of, I don't want to call us boring, but we, as most of you know, we have an RV, so mostly we go camping, and we tend to oftentimes go to the same place. There's a place that my husband just loves. I would say that's his favorite place in the world, up in the Sierras. So oftentimes that's where we head, and we don't need to plan it at all. They don't take reservations. You have to walk up to the kiosk and hope there's a hookup site. There aren't that many hookup sites in the campground. And then basically you just drive around, you see what's empty, you grab it, you snag it, and then you let them know. So there's no planning. We just jump in the RV, stop and get groceries on our way, and have to throw our clothes and stuff in, but there isn't any planning. So I'm not great at making plane reservations and all that kind of stuff. Yes, definitely keep your eyes on the road, Carrie. Just listen and drive safe. I love it when, like, say if I'm going out to my parents or something, or I'm in the car for a long time, I love it when I catch people that are on crafting lives or something. I love the conversation and the chatting. It makes the drive go by quickly, I find. Yeah, it is fun, Leanne. It's easy. That's probably why that tends to be where we go all the time, because it doesn't take a lot of thinking or planning. But then when we do something where we're making plane reservations, hotel reservations, and I have to say, I've said to other friends, Jim and I are kind of fly by the seat of our pants. We are not good planners at all. So yeah. We're apt to just get in the RV and go. But a trip we have coming up here soon, we did have to do some planning and make reservations. And I have to say, it usually works out for us. I find that even if we're just flying by the seat of our pants, we usually find openings, we find campgrounds, we find it just, I don't know. Maybe that's why we continue to be that way, so risky. Just like, okay, it'll all work out, because it usually always does. We do break down. We have broken down. We've had those kinds of situations happen, but you just have to take it in stride. Yeah, it overwhelms me, Leanne. I don't know. I'm a procrastinator. Well, you guys all know that. I'm a procrastinator too. I also think I have that fear of making a mistake. Right? So if you don't do it, there's no chance you're going to mess something up. It's probably quite a bit of that involved too. So what is everybody doing this summer? Does anybody have some fun travel plans coming up? I'd love to know. You guys going any place new? Do you have favorite places that you love to go every year and enjoy with your family? I don't know if we're going to get up to Twin Lakes up there this year, to Jim's favorite place. Well, maybe. I mean, I keep forgetting the kids are kind of on their own per se. They still live at home, but they're in college. They have cars. They get themselves where they need to be. I should have already had this all cut out. I apologize. So really, Jim and I can just, as long as he has vacation time, we can just plan and go, really. We're not quite with that realization yet. It still feels new. You know what? I just used one side. So I just collaged on the one side, Angela, and then I left this side blank. Now, most of these cards, you know how I have that funny thing, I don't like really thick, slick surfaces, like say with the playing cards, a lot of times those tend to be really slick. But what's nice about I get happy when I find the vintage ones is they have a very matte finish. One side does, if you can see a little bit of glistening. So it does have a little bit more of a gloss, but not a high sheen, not to where you have to take your file or something and kind of take that glossy surface off. They're really nice and matte. And then like this one in particular, the other side is even more matte. So you can see it doesn't really have that gloss. And like the large ones, these old ideal ones, they're the same on both sides. They're like nice and matte on both sides. And you could even you could come and put like a layer of Mod Podge or something if you wanted on here, but I think they're pretty good. Let's see. You're not a planner either, Susie? Okay, we're the same. I'm not a planner at all. I'm guilty of, yeah, I like a nice open I like a nice open calendar. I'm not I'm not good about planning. Like my parents are really good. They're good planners and I'm not. I probably drive them crazy, I'm sure, because yeah, because I'm not. And unfortunately, I think we've created kids that aren't super planners, I guess. Let's see. Susie said, I just spent the last 15 minutes looking for my forest berries and fungi stickers. Yay! I'm so happy you found them. Do you have flashcards, Susie? Is that what you're going to use for your base? Now, I do like to when you have the little white parts here. So I'm going to see if I can use the X-Acto knife and get those areas, because I just think it makes for, what do I want to say? A daintier collage. That's not the right word, but I just find when it's open, it just looks really great. Also because you can see the flashcard behind it, it really enhances the look. So if you can, go in and cut out those areas. I borrowed this X-Acto knife from my daughter last night. I have a big heavy one I thrifted. It's so big and bulky. And I have those little, I think a lot of us have those little like Temu, those cheapy like pen ones, but they get dull pretty quick. So she was doing a lot of collage work in her art class this semester. So she ended up ordering a pack of the little blades that go with it and gave me this one. So, and it is nice and sharp and wonderful, I have to say. Usually I struggle. If I can get my little cutter bees in there, I will often do that too, but this is much quicker, I think. Okay, we're looking good. I might get in here a little bit closer and then we'll see where we're at. Hi, Amy. No such thing as late. Are you doing that? Is that today? You're doing that with Kathy, right? I think it's today. I clicked the notification for it. If it is today, put the link in. Even if it's not today, put the link in. Okay, now this card's the same. One side has a little bit of a sheen, but I don't call it a high gloss. And then the back is that wonderful matte that I love. And you could just leave the corners as they are. You could leave them straight. Some of them come and they have like a little bit of a curve. Sometimes it's just on one corner and not on both. But I thought it gave it a nice look to angle the top. It is? Oh, good, good, good. Put the link in. I'm pretty sure I already hit the notification. And what is that star, Amy? And then let's take our little corner punch and let's round the corners. There we go. And then let's ink up just a little quick and then we'll work on our layout. So fun. Are you doing vintage? Are you doing some handmade? Doing a combination. Nice. Let me click on it. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, good. In 100 minutes. Awesome. Yeah, I had it. I did have the notification on. So everybody go check that out. Amy joined us on the Crafty Marathon. So this will be your first live sale with just 2 people. It's a variety. Okay, good. Awesome. That had a little hanging thing there. Okay. So fun. Okay, good. I'm going to be there. Kathy always has such great things too at her sale. And speaking of Kathy, let me put the link in. So Kathy is joining me the next Thursday, this coming Thursday. Kathy will be my guest for third Thursday. And I did get the link put up yesterday. So the thumbnail is up there. So let me just share that with everybody. You guys can hit the notification bell for it. I'm so excited. I wanted to kind of put a photo of what we would be playing with. And so I just kind of did a quickie thing, but Kathy is going to be sharing techniques with embossing. We're going to be using an embossing machine. And I'm such a novice with that. And so we're going to be embossing papers. And then she's also going to share her technique with the spackling. So I just did a really quick check. I wanted to see if the spackling out in our garage was dry enough. Oh, now I can't get back in. That happens sometimes. I can't get back into the live chat. I found that on my phone a couple times. Let's see. Okay, now it let me back in. So I'll put the link for that. There we go. Okay, so that's for next week's third Thursday with Kathy Picasso Cat. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? I'm glad you're here. Okay, good. Okay, so that's in there. So I'm super excited. And then Amy is joining me next month for third Thursday. We're still working out what we'll be doing and playing with. So that will be a ton of fun. Okay, so we've inked up and let's see what we have going here. I grabbed a fern because I thought that would be kind of fun with the mushroom. And then let's get a little something to ground it. So you can see in the cards here, I put a little strip of kind of faux vintage paper on this one. Same with this one. I just think it grounds it nicely so that the plant or the flower, whatever, it's just kind of not floating out into space. So it's sort of like it's coming out of that strip of paper. And then of course we added the little tag there. This one I didn't do it. This one I found a little bit of, what do I want to say? It was a little cluster of flowers. So it was like sort of some ground flowers, like a little bush. So the purple was separate, and then I put the mushroom on top, and then I just added the little Tim Holtz thing. And same thing, we have a little bit of grounding with this sort of bushy flower down here, and then of course the bird sitting on that square there. So let's take some of this, although I kind of like that red there too. Well, let's see. So I'm just going to tear some strips here. See if we like that red on there, since it's already there. Make sure I'm on the right side. I like to leave the matte side if I can for writing on. So there's our little strip. Let's play around with placement a little bit. I don't mind that. I feel like maybe I want a little leaf or something here. These are kind of just sitting there a little bit, if you can kind of see that. Let's see if we can find a little bit of greenery that will kind of tie these things in a little bit more. Just like a leaf or something. Let's see what we can find. I think we need a little bit something. And then I pulled out this really cute little bird with a nest and little babies in it. So I think, well, that will be the other one that we do. I might not even mind those blue flowers. I just need something, and I bet maybe I'll have something kind of in scraps. This might work. Let's just do a really rough cut. This is like ground ivy, I think it says. Oh, that's pretty. I kind of like the blue flowers too. Let's see if maybe we can make those work too. I think less is more is often good. Now, I've used up a lot of my little butterflies, but let me see. I might have to pull out another book because I think a butterfly would be awfully cute. Where are the butterflies? We have frogs, we have snakes. Okay, here's the butterflies. I think that one would work. And let's grab this too. It's a moth, but we'll take creative license with it. Hi, Paper Crafty. Welcome. I'm new to your channel and a new subscriber. Oh, welcome. Denise, wonderful. So nice to meet you, Denise. I'm so glad you found us. We meet every Thursday. Well, exception if I'm out of town. So the one more Thursday this month. So next month we'll be meeting, but I do have a guest on with me next week. And then I'm off for 2 weeks, but then I will be back. So every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we meet. And I usually have a guided tutorial to do with you. Unless I have a guest on, sometimes we just jump in and have fun and play around with craft supplies. It just depends on what we're doing that day. I'm so glad you're here. What do you do? Do you do well, obviously paper crafting, so you're in the right place. Do you do junk journaling? What kind of paper crafting? Okay, so there's our little butterfly. Let's get a little bit closer under its antenna. I guess I could cut the antenna off and draw a new one. I know Debbie always does that, right? My vagabond. I think Debbie just cuts them off and then draws her antenna in, which is probably a good idea. Then you don't have to fuss with it so much. Oh, nice. You're already subscribed. Awesome, awesome. Are you? Awesome. Here, let me make you blue, and then I can click on you too. Let me see. And then you could put your link in. And then we can all make sure we're following you. Cool. I'm going to check that out. Yeah, put your link in if you can. I might be subscribed to you too and don't even know it. I know. Hi, Mama Juju. Hello. I'm glad you're here. I know Elizabeth Craft Designs. I follow Margaret Seven Plaza, and I think she works or does things with Elizabeth Craft Design, right? I think. So fun. Oh, then we need to cut this out. Let's get this one cut out too. Are you still doing your 100 days, Mama Juju? You need to tune in and catch you. I don't know what time it is my time. I feel like it might be kind of late. I don't know. Depends on what I've done during the day. Sometimes I find I just like get into bed. I'll put YouTube on or something, and the next thing you know, I'm out. I am out. Oh, did Kathy put it in? Okay, good. And now I'm subscribed. I wasn't, and now I happily am. Ooh, your projects look amazing. Oh, good. I'm going to go check that out later today. That'll give me something super fun to watch. Let's see, what did, oh, I should read up here. Susie said, I have three birch leaf branches in 3 different sizes. I wanted to combine them. Are the smaller leaves at the top or bottom? Great question. I would maybe play and maybe put the bigger in the foreground and then see about layering the smaller ones on top. I would kind of play with that a little bit, I think, and see what happens. Also, if you're working with something and there's a leaf that's just in the way and you just don't like it, you can also go in and cut that away. So don't always feel like you need to keep your whole like botanical image. So for instance, this little mushroom, if I decided, well, this little one here is bothering me and it's in the way, you could actually cut both of them. So you could cut out the little tiny one, fussy cut around it, and actually use both, right? So you could even, if you wanted to, cut that out. You could even stick it next to it and then just cover up the base of the mushroom with a leaf or a branch or bird or something like that. So that's the nice thing. You're not kind of cornered in. You can cut away the parts that don't work. And always keep all your little scraps. Like, this came off as something else. I'm sure there was a flower or something attached to it that I used for something else. So keep those little bits and pieces as you can. Okay, so here we have our little paper. And again, we're trying to ground our image with that strip of paper. And also don't worry, don't try to get your whole image. Don't always worry about getting like this whole fern on here. I might let some of it hang off and then cut it. Like I did that a couple times, like the bird, the tip of its tail right here didn't quite fit. So I just chopped that off and I think it still has a really great look. Same thing with this one. This one didn't quite fit, but I like the placement of it. So I just came in and cut it off. I probably did that here too with that branch. I don't think the other ones I did. So always keep that in mind. And sometimes it's nice to have something kind of running off the page. I think it looks sort of interesting. In fact, I think what we're going to do with this, so I'll kind of show you. So the way you can intertwine them, I mean, we could just have the mushroom sitting off by itself, but that looks kind of pretty to tuck it back behind one of the fronds. So let me see. Yeah, we might do the top one or the bottom, and then that kind of ties your things in too. We might end up doing that. So I'm kind of liking that. We know the butterfly will go up here somewhere. So that's a no-brainer. And then let's see what we think about. Yeah, that's nice. So even though it's kind of from another plant, tucking that little bit of geranium leaves or whatever it is in the front, it ties it. I think it grounds it. I guess the other thing we didn't look at was if we wanted, I think that might be too busy. I don't think we'll put a bird on this one. I think I kind of like that. I find simple is better. And as you notice, I didn't get my texturing stamp. You know how I love that blotchy texturizing stamp. I didn't do that on these. I mean, you can if you wanted to vintage, you know, age it up a little bit more, but I like the cleanness of it. I think they were kind of good standalone. Oh, thank you, Denise. Let's see you. Let's see. Top. Yeah, the little ones at the top. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, everybody's kind of the same mindset. Let's see. Crafty by Tony was on the ECD design team. I love Crafty by Tony. Oh my gosh, all her stamps and all the things she creates, amazing. And Margaret uses a lot of ECD products. She never did the design team. So fun. I've come back. I'm not a scrapbooker, so my background, I didn't come from scrapbooking or card making. I'm a self-taught metalsmith, my other handmade business. And so I sort of started in this world of using vintage craft supplies. I started with making jewelry with vintage ephemera and then assemblages. So kind of 3D things that I make with vintage craft supplies that still have that vintage feel. So I'm probably, I don't know, when did I start doing paper crafting? I just jumped in. I just jumped in with all my feet, I guess, both feet. Maybe a year ago or so. So yeah, so a lot of the like brands, you know, a lot of people like the paper brands and a lot of the craft brands I'm not super familiar with. So it's been fun. I'm kind of a newbie with a lot of it and discovering a lot of these things. So that's been fun. And I tend to I gravitate towards vintage materials. So I love, you know, upcycling vintage books and like the flashcards like this. So I like to incorporate as much vintage as I can into my projects. But I do feel sometimes, I know when people talk about stuff, I'm like, I don't know what that is. But then it's fun to go look into it and like figure it out and discover it. It's been fun. Of course, Tim Holtz, I was using Tim Holtz products, especially the inks and the distress inks. I was using those a lot in my assemblage work. So I discovered those a bunch of years ago. It's kind of like glitter. I know a lot of people don't like glitter, but when doing kind of the cutesy stuff, it's like the glitter and the oxide inks. I always say they're kind of like the sprinkles on top. So I've been a fan of and loved his products for a lot of years, but wasn't necessarily using a lot of the paper stuff, I would say, until the last couple of years. Okay, and then I'm just inking everything up. Did I do this? I think I did the butterfly, maybe not. And just a little bit of light ink, not very heavy on the ink. We've left the white borders with the fussy cutting, and you could get really tight in and not leave the white. I just do because it's easier. And then with a little inking, it sort of disappears. But you could just, you know, depending on the image, this one would be hard. Like I didn't even go in here. I did leave some white. In fact, let's put a little bit of ink on that just to take the white away a little bit. Can kind of see that. Okay, so let's start gluing. Do you? Yeah, I can tell. I just looked at your thumbnails really quick. I can tell I'm going to love your channel. Love, love, love the vintage. Hi, Beth. Well, I said hi. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say hi again. Oh, I'm glad you're still here. I know there's several friends here. I know they're kind of stealthy watching. So always go shh, 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 shh. No. We have a couple stealth watching, but I'm glad this time kind of works for everybody's lunch hour. I was sort of contemplating, I'll ask you all, I was contemplating maybe moving the time up an hour. So instead of 2 p.m. Eastern, it would be at 10. I mean, excuse me, 10 my time. It would be at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm sort of contemplating that, but I'm not quite sure. And really the only reason is because that consignment shop that I like to take stuff sometimes, things that maybe aren't selling or moving in my Etsy shop. And I also have like some of my mom's things still that I'm trying to go through, and they're heavier, you know, like Fenton and, you know, glass pieces and things that I don't want to ship. So I still have a little bit of that left. And usually by the time I'm done here, I can't make it over. And I don't like to go right before they close because I kind of feel like maybe it's a little rude to do that. As long as we get in by, I think it's 1 o'clock. But I don't like to do that very often. I'm going to come in here and just punch my hole just so I get a visual of where that's going to be. That just kind of helps my placement. I'm going to go open the door. I'll be right back. It's a little warm today. Just have to open the slider. What's the weather here? It's been cold and kind of dreary looking. And then today, all of a sudden, it's getting warmer. Hi, Chachi. Our little kitty's walking around. Kind of see how we had that. I think I like that. Did I have it that way or did I have it this way? I like it that way. Okay, now comes the tricky part because some things are sort of attached to other things. So I think what I'm going to do, I know if I bring you guys in too far, it'll have that, it'll go in and out too much. Oh, it is going in and out too much. But there's this little frond right here that's over the top of the mushroom. I'm just going to put a little bit of art glitter glue and attach it to the front of the mushroom. Just so they attach together. Did that stick? Okay, so now they're attached just by that little frond. And then I can come in and attach it to the back. Because if I start moving the pieces and picking them up, then I get into big trouble. Okay, and then I think I'm also going to, because sometimes I like to do that. So we're going to let the fern run off of that a little bit. Where's my pencil? I like that. And then I'm just going to put a little pencil mark down here that'll get covered up by the geranium flowers. Just so I kind of know where that will be. And then we'll attach it right down here too, because they kind of meet down here and overlap. Let's see. Okay. All right, now we're just gonna layer our glue on the back. And you could do glue stick too. Sometimes with these fragile book pages, they're so thin, kind of the same how magazine pages are. Sometimes they have a tendency to rip. I said to myself, I didn't have time to yesterday. I am buying a new art glitter bottle. I'm buying a new bottle. It's just because that tip the small tip is now down in there. And my daughter needed to borrow it for her collage for class this week. And so I filled up with, for my bigger refill bottle, and it's just coming out too much now because that precision tip isn't isn't there. What are you doing, Chachi? Our little orange kitty, now that his brother's not with us, he's actually much more kind of bold. Kind of goes out and about more. He would never go outside or like go on the patio. Now supervised, he'll come out and roll around. It's just his little personality is changing a lot. It's been interesting to see. He's more talkative. I think he's probably lonely. Part of it's probably that he's lonely, misses his brother, but okay, so we have that glued on, and then I think we said we were going to do this like that. Yeah, so cute. I do, Kim. Yeah, I get the art glitter glue. And what I was talking about, the tip. So mine isn't like that anymore. But when you buy the new bottles, there's even more of a precision tip here. There's like another piece. But mine, I don't know, it got stuck to the pin. I think it was a wrong pin. Trying to clean it off there, that I was using, and in order to unstick it, it got shoved down in there. But because mine is down inside, it comes out thicker and faster than I would care for it to do. So, but yeah, you can get them on Amazon, and then because I go through it so quickly, I get the big refills, and I've just been filling up this one, but and I lose my pen every like 2 seconds. Did I have it this way? No, I think I had it that way. I lose that every 2 seconds. I'm a mess. I am a mess. And there's also another one that Terry loves to use, which is barely. I never say it right. I always want to say barely art, barely there art, barely there, barely art. I never say it right. That Terry loves that one, and I haven't tried it. I think that one's a little bit more expensive, at least when I'm looking on Amazon. I would eventually like to try it though. Yeah, and I use both. I use kind of interchangeable. I'll use glue stick, but I like this glue, especially when I'm crafting with all of you. It dries really quick. Bear art. I know, Terry. How come I never like drive me crazy? Probably. I never can remember it. Okay, let's add our little moth who are pretending it's a butterfly. I need to just get some and have it in front of me so I can read it off the bottle. That's probably what I need to do. Actually, this would probably be a good time for me to test it since I need a new bottle. That would probably be the best opportunity. I should look at that. And then there we are. There is our card. Isn't that the prettiest thing? It is so simple. It can't be any more simple in terms of, right, the amount of supplies we're using. But it looks so beautiful. You know what they remind me of? They kind of remind me of, oh, it's that designer from Hallmark. Is it Marjorie something? Don't they kind of remind you? You know, she does like calendars, stationery, that kind of thing. And I think Hallmark carries her cards. I want to say her first name is Marjorie. Kind of reminds me of that look a little bit. So cute. Okay, let's make a little handmade hole topper. And I've just been using this paper up like crazy. So this is just a piece that was like a inside piece from a vintage book. In fact, I think it came from a craft pack. It didn't even come from a book that I sourced. I think it was in one of those, the Rusty Snail. I think it came in one of those craft packs. And I love it. It's the most perfect shade of green. And because it's, and actually, what is it? It's some kind of like Revolutionary War. I don't know. There's a train, there's a Liberty Bell, right? It doesn't maybe quite have the vibe that you would think to craft with, but it works great for this. Hi, sweetheart. I didn't mean to not say hi. How did it go? What did she think about your art piece? She loved it? Nice.
Yeah, she liked it a lot. She said that she liked that I did like something that I wanted to do.
Nice, with the painting and the collage. Beautiful.
Because I want to do more of them. And then she was telling me that in the summer I should ask for an after hours pass for the room, because then I could just go and paint
into her room and use it. Nice.
And then she was like, oh, because I have her for next semester for my painting class. And then she said, so I was showing her some sketches of paintings I wanted to do that are similar, like collaging painting. And then she was like, oh, we should do them over the summer and then bring them to school for class so I can see them.
Nice. Hopefully you all heard that. She talks a little bit low. She's finishing up her semester. Was it a collage class or just the art? Experimental materials class that she took this semester, and I shared some of the things she made. So they were doing a lot of collaging, 3D art, assemblage making was one project. And then the final one she did was a combination. She did a painting of this woman reclining, and I don't know who the other artist they were supposed to be inspired by. And then it wasn't. And then she did kind of a collage. I shouldn't say Frida Kahlo, but it's a little, I guess it's not. She's making a face at me. But the torso is kind of open, and then it has paper collage on the inside. And the ladies with oil paint, right? Yeah, she oil paints like a reclining woman. It's really cool. Let's see. Oh, I'm missing people. Hi, Nancy. John Eggers. Nancy, nice to meet you. Welcome. Did I miss anybody else? I was listening to Taylor. Let's see. It is hard. It is hard, Susie, when you're watching. I was just going to ask you a minute ago before Taylor came home how you were doing. And sometimes, too, it's just nice to sit and relax and take your time. And I have to say, too, if you're struggling with what you're doing and it's just not working, it could be that maybe you don't have the pieces that kind of have the right feel you're going for. But sometimes just getting up and walking away and coming back and then looking at it with fresh eyes. But I think that turned out really cute. And I like adding the little leaves there because I think it kind of ties in even more our little mushroom cluster, and then putting it under the frond there. I think looks really great. Now let's see, what are we going to use as a topper? What do we have? Kind of like this red. That's kind of pretty. Let's see, what is that? Those are like totally different looks. I think the red is popping for me because of the mushroom. I think that the green is maybe too blendy. Yeah, I think the red makes it pop. So let's take a little piece of that. Don't usually gravitate towards red a lot. What's that way? Okay. So yeah, do any of you have are you all I think I made that way too short. Are you all just self-taught crafters? Do any of you have actual background in some kind of an art? Okay, that's way too short. I did that way too short. I was saying to Taylor recently, I don't know if it's because of when I grew up. We always had like one art class in school. And of course, if there was art to take, I took it. But it was like one art class in junior high and one class in high school. Like you just had that one teacher and it was the one class, and once you took it, like you were done. It wasn't that you had multiple classes, not at all like the high schools are now. Taylor's high school had glass blowing and ceramics and many multiple art classes and art history and all kinds of amazing stuff. And I think when I was growing up, I was artistic, but I don't feel like it was sort of out there as a career choice, I guess. So I've always been creative, but just discovering this sort of later in life, like I think I would have gone to art school or done something, maybe if I was in a different generation. I don't know. Self-taught. Susie is self-taught. Mama Juju is self-taught. So I'm going to make that's our good question for the day. I had another question because I wanted to start asking questions each week, but I think that's a great question. Let's see, Kathy, you had a bunch of art classes in high school and you've taken classes since. I've done a little bit. I've done, ceramics, and I've taken some little things here and there, but I always said, once the kids are driving themselves and all of that I wanted to go back and take classes, but now I'm doing this. So we'll have to see. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll work it in. And let's see, Kim said she had art classes in high school and took up art history, okay, and visual art classes in college because I majored in, visual merchandising and fashion. For a brief period of time when I first got out of high school and went to junior college, I'm one of those. I went to junior college for a period of time, didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And so then I quit and just worked full time for a bunch of years. And then when I was in my late 20s, I went back to school full time. I worked full time and went to school full time. So I was kind of a little bit backwards, but at one point in time, before I went and worked full time, I was thinking about doing fashion merchandising or something like that. There were classes like that at the junior college at the time. Let's see. Angela said, I did a lot of art in high school. That's part of how I boosted my GPA. I love that. Angela said she boosted her GPA with art classes.
That's the only reason I didn't have a 2.0.
Yeah. Taylor just said that's the only reason she didn't have like a 2.0 or something. Yeah. But didn't really learn much from those classes. They were all kind of things I knew how to do already. Yeah. I guess that's the great thing about being artistic or creative, that you can it's so accessible. You can just jump in and do it. You can grab a magazine, can grab an old book, grab some copy paper. Nettie's self-taught. Nettie has a special knack, even though you're self-taught, because I feel, have you done some collaging and things before you started joining us on Thursday? I think you have a special eye. I think everything you make, everything everybody makes is really great, but I know Nettie's new to it and she's just picked it up very quickly. Let's see. Oh, I think I missed something. What did Susie say? I wanted to go back and look. Oh, I see. I missed it. My daughter is taking a gel plate collage class. That's what I would love to learn how to do are the gel plates. And she's doing portraits of empowered women like Ruth, RBG, and Michelle Obama. Oh, that's amazing. Is she doing that at an art center? Is she doing that at a local college? That's wonderful. Let's see. Denise says she took a lot of art classes and art history classes in college, but I'm largely self-taught. I love this question. And Amy, yes, Amy went to art school, and she does have an art degree. So Amy is our art degree person in our group. Do you think it's an age too? So I graduated school in 85. So I think it's a little bit, maybe it's an age thing too. I didn't feel, because we only had the one single class in junior high and the one single class in high school. Once you took it, you were done. And we had home ec, we had typing, like computers just sort of started coming on board when I was in high school. That I'm like dating myself. So I feel like maybe it wasn't such a thing. Maybe for some of us that are a little bit older. And I think if you're younger, like Amy and Kim, and Angela, it's like it was probably more prevalent and seemed more accessible. Amy says a lot of her crafting is trial and error. Yeah, watching other artists. Yeah, learning things, trying it. Were they hard? Your art history classes were tough? Yeah, Taylor is an art history major. Taylor?
It was kind of a double major.
Yeah, junior, because she did junior college before she transferred to university. She's a double major, so she's an art history major and a fine arts.
It was studio arts and art history, and now I'm a fine arts major.
Oh, okay, so studio arts. You have a degree in studio arts and art history, and now you're fine arts. You're going to get a degree in fine arts major. Yeah.
I just did art history because I love art history.
Oh, I didn't know that, Angela. So Angela was an art major and had aspirations to be a fashion designer. Wow, I didn't know that. And then you quickly decided to change. Yeah, tough industry to get in. Yeah, and now you just experiment, have fun, no rules. Yeah, that's what is so great about it. Who's killing you, Angela? Dear Angela Taylor? I don't know. I think she maybe was talking about you. Nettie says she watched her mom painting as she grew up. Never thought of myself as artistic because I couldn't draw or paint. Love photography, though. You are an amazing photographer. You post such beautiful pictures on your Instagram page. Did the creative memories when the kids were little? Yeah. Self-taught. So most of us are pretty self-taught. Some of us that are younger took classes in college. Okay, so your daughter's 42 and taking, at a local coffee shop. We don't have cool things like that here. Taylor, one of the friends here, her daughter is taking like a jelly printing class at a local coffee shop.
That's so cool.
That's so cool. So because the wife, the couple that owns it, she's an artist and he's a musician. Oh my gosh, that's like my dream to find a little place like that. Yeah, Amy, that's why Taylor, she took graphic design in high school, and I think she quickly realized she didn't love it. And she says it's her least favorite. She enjoys, although you're good at it. I think you're really good at it when you do it. But yeah, she enjoys the the painting and portraits and oil painting. She doesn't like computers, she said. You were talking about Nettie. Were you talking about Nettie and all the fun stuff she's doing? Yeah. But, same thing. All of those things are artistic, right? Obviously fashion design, but I think there's such artistry in decorating, those of us that collect vintage and put vignettes together and decorate our home. I mean, there's artistry in that. There's artistry in cooking and plating your food, photography, like Nettie enjoys doing. There's so many ways that you can express yourself in an artistic way, in a creative way. Ooh, it's doing the in and out. I'm going to pull back a little bit. So I'm a firm believer, all of those things. So sometimes when people say, oh, I never thought of myself as a creative or that I was artistic. Well, what if you enjoy cooking and making beautiful, flavorful
culinary arts for a reason.
Oh, see, that's right. Taylor said it's called culinary arts for a reason, not just cooking. Yeah, not just homemaking, the old-fashioned homemaking and cooking. So I think there's a lot of ways that people can express their creativity, but then maybe say, well, I'm not good at drawing or painting. My mother-in-law used to say that all the time. I can't draw, I can't color, I can't paint, but wow, she made the most delicious food, right? So she had artistic expression in different ways. Let's see. I'm going to catch up here. Yeah, same. Right, Denise? I would never leave that coffee shop. I would be like, what's your next class? What are we doing next? Yeah, graphic art. I would like to learn how to I would love to say go into Graphics Fairy and find these cool images and go onto the Met website. I would like to learn kind of how to put things together. I would love to do little packages or things that I could come up with, that I could just throw on my Ko-fi page for free and you can print it out and we can just all craft together. I would love to be able to do that, but I know that I have to right? I have to figure something out that's probably beyond Canva. I can kind of use Canva, but I don't know whatever the things that people use. I just don't. I probably have to go take a class in it probably. Yeah, it's so cool, Susie. Oh my gosh, I would be there all the time. Okay, let's do one more. What time is it? We're good on the time. So I might want a thicker one. I found this little bird with the nest. So let's do a little quick fussy cut. I kind of started, but let's finish here. But with this, we definitely need something for the nest to sit on. I may have found a flower here. I was looking for something where we could maybe nestle it in the branches, basically ground it. We could put it on a label, maybe, might look cute. We'll play around with that. Be a strip of book page or vintage paper. I just noticed someone's cutting. Look, it has like a bug in its mouth, like a little grasshopper. That's real life though. Oh my gosh, my niece. So they live pretty close by, just a few minutes away. And they've had the most wonderful doves. So are they mourning doves, Taylor? I don't know what kind of doves they are. Whatever doves are local to us, where you have the mom and the dad, little doves that pair up. They're so cute, lovey doves. And they keep coming. I don't know if it's the same ones or maybe the children, but they just keep having these repetitive little doves that come and nest in their patio, and they have babies. And it's a very quick kind of gestational thing from the time the babies hatch to when they start flying. And then next thing you know, Here come 2 more doves, and they're so cute. And she takes pictures, and she sends me the pictures, and they grow so fast. The little babies, they have little scraggly wings, or, you know, scraggly feathers. And the next thing you know, they look like mom and dad. And it's so cute. And the dad, so she said when it's time for them to learn how to fly, here comes dad, and he's around more. And then the mom's not around as much, right? She's been busy feeding them. It's so fascinating. And they're so beautiful. They're like pink, you know, they're this beautiful kind of bluey gray. And then there's this like little soft pink around their eyes. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. So I love it when she sends me pictures and little updates. Okay, so I grabbed, I think this might work. I think we can kind of nestle it into this flower. I was looking for something that had flat, you know, leaves or something that sort of spread out. So I think this might work. I'm just going to have to see. We might need a card that's a little bit wider. Okay. So I love that. We are all mostly self-taught. It's wonderful. Okay, here's the other question. Even if you're self-taught, when would you, do you use the word, do you say you're a crafter? Or when would you feel okay to say you're an artist? Like, would you say, I'm a paper artist? Would you just call yourself a crafter? That's always a fascinating thing too. Or would you call yourself a mixed media artist if you've been doing junk journaling for a long time? Taylor will sometimes say, oh, Mom, I would call yourself a mixed media artist. But jumping from saying you're a crafter to an artist, maybe that's something that's, you know, that's like a little scary to say that. But if you've been working a lot of years at doing this and you have honed your craft, you've honed your artistry, I think you can call yourself an artist. Let's see what anybody's saying. That's a big conversation. Okay, so Kathy's saying artist. So Kathy would call herself an artist. Amy says anything that has to do with creativity is a craft and type of artistry. My friend can bake and cook so well. Yeah. So Terry said she would never refer to herself as an artist. I feel like a crafter. I just say I like to play with paper. Yeah, Nettie says, I say crafter, but someday I might say a creative. And I do use that phrase too. I'll say, oh, I'm a creative. I create. Yeah, Susie says crafter. Amy says, even when my fiance makes a custom closet, I feel like it's a type of artistry, but any skill takes time. Yeah. Angela says, I believe you're all artists. If you create, you are an artist. I love that. Like even my husband, so we have, well, it's still kind of open, but we're not doing any of our hand stamp pieces. But both of us were self-taught. We didn't know how to, and when I say metalsmithing, very kind of rudimentary, but it was a skill. It took a lot of years. And my husband most definitely was a hand stamping artist. And I would say I was too. And yeah, completely self-taught. And he helped out in the mornings before work and on the weekends. And we kept that business going for a lot of years. But I would say my husband was an artist. I'll have to ask him that question. I don't know if I ever asked him that. He would probably say, "Oh, I just stamp stuff." But it takes great artistry and a lot of years. We had that business for 11 years. So Kim says Kim calls herself a crafter. Okay, I like that. So during your visual merchandising days, you would say you were a designer or you're designing an experience. Okay. And Susie says her grandma Rita was an artist. Mama Judy calls herself an artist. I love that, Mama Juju. So Amy says, myself personally, I'm a scatterbrain. Me too, Amy. Clearly. Me too. I'm in that camp. I'm crazy, but all artists are in a way. I think you have something there. If you look at the classic artists and even Walt Disney, we are all in our own world. Yep. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. So Denise says that's definitely a loaded question. I think creatives are hesitant to label themselves as artists or their work as art because they feel it is arrogant. But I'm learning to embrace those labels. That is a great word. Yeah. Right? Because it does feel like maybe it's a little bit of arrogance to say that. But if many of us, I mean, I spend the majority of my day creating, whether, I'm working on projects for us for Thursdays. I'm just constantly honing my skill. When I came back to YouTube last year, that I just came back with that commitment, and I treat, even though my husband says, "Oh, it's it's kind of like a hobby. It's a hobby," but I treat it like a job, and I also treat crafting every single day. And if I can, obviously I have to manage other things in life, but if I can, I'll craft all day. So I think if you're putting that much time and effort into something, I think eventually you should be able to say you're an artist. And even if you go take, say, 10 collage classes, let's say, even though you take the classes, if you don't put the time in and do the work, I think putting the time and doing the work will maybe get you to the point where you're like, yes, I'm an artist, right? Yeah, own your inner artist. Yeah, we have to own it. We have to own it. That's very true, Angela. Yeah, art does not have to be a masterpiece. Yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder and the creator. Yeah, you could look at something and just be like, wow, this is amazing. I love it. This is so pleasing to my eye. I'm so proud of what I did here. I'm proud of the work. I'm proud of the time. I'm proud of the expertise that I put into this, which all came from lots of practicing, lots of doing, lots of trial and error. Yeah. For a long time, I used to say, oh, my daughter's the artist because she's being trained to be an artist, and I'm a crafter. I said that for a lot of years. There's also this whole thing, mixed media, right? Mixed media as I think it's maybe easier to say you're a mixed media artist too. I don't know. What do people that do make cards for a living, do they say they're artists, or do you think they say they're crafters? Would be an interesting question maybe somebody that does that professionally. And I did, after many, many, many years of hand stamping and all the metalworking I was doing and the texturizing and the aging and all that kind of stuff, I did say I was a hand stamped metal artist for sure. I think you can't put that amount of time into something and have a business that's that big, I think, without saying that. Well, I think you're right, Denise. I bet we do. I bet we do. So you think, Amy, that people that make cards would call themselves a card artist? I wonder too, because I feel like junk journaling is a little bit comes from, does it come like, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong in that. I kind of feel like it's a little bit of an offshoot. I wonder if we want a bigger one from kind of scrapbooking world, right? Card making. I think I want to, let me get a wider one.
Crafting is like a diminutive term for women's work. So there was an
Oh, come and speak louder. This is good. What Taylor's saying. This is good stuff. Okay.
Crafting. Okay. So crafting, there's an entire like form of art that we would call like craftswork, spelled CRAFTWERK. So
work.
Yeah,
WERK.
And
okay.
so crafting is like considered like a diminutive thing, like a women's work. Like we would consider scrapbooking, quilting, things like that to be crafting, when they're just as like a skilled as any other type of art form.
Mhm.
So if we consider like Rauschenberg or Picasso or any artist that has worked with collage or has worked with assemblage or things like that to be artists, there's no reason why we should not consider scrapbooking, like women in the Victorian time that did intricate scrapbooking with found materials and hair and things like that to be artists if they are also considered artists. So I think that anybody who does stuff that's like intricate and scaled and is like you're entrenched in a history of people who have not been considered artists, but I think that you should call yourself an artist because you are.
Mic drop. Yes.
But that's the Nouveau movement also was encompassing artisanal labor. So architecture, design, glasswork, metalworking, things like that. We like things that are design or craft work. The Nouveau movement, which was like in the 1890s, with like Alphonse Mucha, Gustav Klimt, like those people. That was when a lot of stuff was redefined as like art because it's a skill, it's a craft, it's like that sort of thing. So I think if like we consider like people who design posters like Toulouse-Lautrec or Mucha as artists, then I don't see why.
Yeah.
You know.
So if we're junk journaling and we're collaging and we're doing these
historical context
these
of people that are artists, so I think you should call yourself
artists. Okay. Hear that, ladies?
That's my argument.
And any gentlemen that are listening, we are artists. We are artists. What did Carrie say? Okay, I just jumped out of the car for a second, but I just watched a TED Talk yesterday on art, and it was fascinating. Oh, yeah, post it, Carrie. I would love to watch that. Crafting is art. Isn't she, Denise? Yeah. Taylor's amazing. And she eventually wants to be a teacher. She'd like to teach at college level. I definitely would love to watch. Right, Carrie? Yes. We all need to. We are all artists. Artistes. As Kim says, artistes. Awesome. Oh, yeah, I would love to watch that. Oh, I just loved. Okay. Okay. Isn't this fun? As of today, officially today, we are artists. Let's see. Do I want to cover? What is this card like? Oh, that's Matt there. Let's see. Let's see what we have going on. We have given ourselves permission. Maybe I want it sitting on, do I want it sitting on the paper? This might be hard. No, I think that's kind of cute. Okay. It's a little bit short. So let's cut the edges off. Let's see what we have going on here. Where's my little Starbucks card? Okay, that one we're going to put back in the bin. I don't know. I'm going to throw that away. I was like, part of me was like, should I keep that little fern frond there? Maybe we would use it. I don't know. It's an awfully slim piece. That was quite a breakthrough that we had. Okay, we all need to go into our YouTube bios and our Instagram bios and change them. That's an interesting thing too. Not that I go around reading everybody's bios. I don't even know what mine says. I think mine's like treasure hunter, I think I say creative at heart. That's what I say, because that does encompass me. I'm most definitely a creator. Creative at heart. And I do think if I had been born a little bit later, I probably would have pursued art in college. I think for me too, because I worked full time, sort of figured out what I wanted to do. Well, actually, I take that back. This is what I wanted to do when I grew up. Right now, I'm doing what I wanted to do when I grew up. I'm going to backtrack, but because I was working full time and I actually stumbled into the realm of investment management and investment banking, I found myself working at an investment bank. I found myself managing large sums of money, billions of dollars worth of money, before Taylor was born. And because of that, when I went back to college, I took all like economics classes, which I loved. I loved it. See, I already lost my pen. No, here it is. So I was in the business world. I was in finance. I was in banking, and worked for a number of banks, major investment companies. So maybe if I hadn't been doing that when I went back to college, I probably would have stumbled upon and would have wanted to have taken art classes. But because I was already working full time and basically needed my degree to move from vice president or assistant vice president to a vice president at the time. Whoops. Oh, I just ripped it. That's okay. So yeah, I didn't even explore all those fun classes, but it's never too late. It's never too late. Let's see here. Let's see, what did Denise say? There's also a long history of calling people who have mastered their profession craftsmen. Yes, most definitely. We have a craftsman style house, and I recently researched when we built our house. Yeah, definitely. That was a very common term. I also like what Taylor was talking about, when she was talking about craftsmen and craft work, like, building and all those things. Those were generally male type occupations too, right? Somebody had mentioned earlier if that's because, as women, we're not claiming that maybe even craftsman or artist title, especially when things were kind of male dominated, maybe for a lot of years. Ooh, I'm going to click on that, Kathy. Let's see. Is that on YouTube? Oh, it is. Oh, I'm not even subscribed to TED Talks. Now I am. I think I can go back and watch it. If not, then I can come back in here and find it. Okay, I clicked on it. Let's see. Kim said, I recently bought a watercolor workbook by Emily Lex Studio. She's new to me and excited to try it because I've never done watercolors before and love that there are instructions and drawings already. Ooh. Share the link, Kim, in our little craft group. I would love to look into that. Angela says pharmacy tech creator and kitsch lover. I like that. I like that. Let's see how many people can say that, Julie. I'm not sure. What was I saying, Susie? Oh, that I started, how I started, and then now what I'm doing. Yeah. And my other business was out of necessity. My husband works crazy hours. So I stepped away from investment banking. Taylor, who you just saw talking, she was born 3 months premature. You would never guess by looking at her. And so she was in the NICU for 68 days and came home on a heart monitor and all kinds of things. My boss had given me 6 months leave, which was super generous at the time, and had said, well, I'll give you another 6 months. Cause I said, well, I didn't feel comfortable having her with anybody else other than my husband and myself. She would stop breathing. She would have, so it wasn't something where like my mother-in-law would have felt comfortable caring for her. We would have had to have a full-time nurse. And so he did say, well, we want you to come back. We'll give you another 6 months. And I just thought, I didn't want to do that to them. I thought the likelihood is I probably wouldn't feel confident enough to come back in 6 months, or kind of where she would be at. So I left that job, and then out of necessity, because my husband worked crazy hours. So when the kids were super little, I discovered Etsy. My mom told me about Etsy, and I naively thought, well, I'm just going to make stuff. And I was kind of making stuff at the time. I'm going to make stuff and I'm going to sell it, it's not as easy as that. But that was the start of 11, 12 year business, 6-digit business. It was a great business. We had such a great run with it. It was a blessing in a lot of ways, but it was so much work. I didn't have a life. Certainly wouldn't be hanging out with all of you here. I didn't have time for friends. I was just, 24/7 working the business. And holidays were not our own. Holidays belonged to our customers. Christmas, Father's Day, First Communion time, baptismal, spring came, Father's Day. Yeah. Holidays, we were making, other people's things, shipping orders. It was a busy business, and all custom made to order. So you can imagine what that was like. And sometimes I miss it. but I just didn't have it in me, I think, to keep that pace anymore. And I think going through COVID, I just wanted more. I wanted, maybe like a lot of us, I wanted more connection. I wanted friends. I love my husband dearly. My husband and my kids are my everything. I could spend every second with them. They're my happy place. But yeah, I didn't have time for anything. Definitely not. I don't know. It probably changed us all a lot to go through that, I think. And then my mom and stepdad passing away. They passed away within 4 days of each other. That was life-changing. I'm an only child. So just dealing with all of that and their estate, and they lived out of state, and what to do with all the stuff, and it was a lot. So I think a combination of things. Oh, you did? Okay, good. Angela, can I share it? I'll pull it up. Let's see. Oh no. I said, oh no, that Gabby was having a sale. I haven't opened my package. I want to open my package from her. I want to do a little haul video. I think she's doing jewelry. I say, oh no, Gabby has the most amazing things. She's got a beautiful eye. So those of you that don't know Gabby, she is Marine Layer Vintage on Whatnot. So she's having a live sale today at 5 Eastern. And I think it's vintage jewelry, which will be amazing. Okay, good. I'm going to pull it up. Don't let me forget. Yeah, okay. So same, Susie Allen. Yeah. That Susie, that's right. You can do craft fairs and all those things that helps be home with your kids and home with your babies and your girls. Same thing. Etsy. Oh my gosh, Etsy was a lifesaver because my husband, yeah, it's not uncommon for him to work 7 days a week and, months without days off. He works a lot, always has. Very hardworking man. Takes very good care of us and his mom and our family, his mom at the time. But yeah, I needed something where I could be home with the kids, home with Taylor for sure. And we don't have buses here. So it's like getting your kids to school and preschool and drop off and all that stuff. So it was a blessing. And I do feel guilty a lot of times from kind of setting it aside and sort of walking away from it, but it was a lot. I think on Etsy alone, we have close to 17,000 sales just on Etsy. And that's like many people would buy multiple things. We had some orders that could be 200, 100 things, 180. We had our own website. We were in some we were on some juried sites where you had to, they were craftsman sites. They're no longer in existence, but you had to, right, kind of go through a juried type selection to be on that site. And yeah, our own website for a lot of years. But I miss the customers. I miss the beautiful things we made. The end product we made. Jim too, that's what he missed. We're so proud of the beautiful work that we did and the customers, because everything we were creating, it was for a special moment in that person's life. So if it was a baptism, a confirmation, a gift, a Father's Day gift, there was a lot of sentimentality that went into the things. Everything was, custom made and personalized. So sometimes it would be, special dates or special location. It'd be all kinds of things. So it was all super special. We started doing a lot of like AA and NA type things. Of course, those were touching. we would just get the most incredible messages and combos from people on Etsy and thank you notes. That part I miss. It was just a wonderful business in terms of that. Okay, I'm talking too much. Sorry, everybody. I like that. I think that's really well balanced. I think we need a butterfly. Let's get a butterfly. She was a fighter, Denise. She was. I actually almost lost her at 10 weeks and she hung on. And then we got to 28 weeks and she said, that's enough. She said, that's enough. I'm ready. So I was hospitalized for 2 weeks and trying to get steroids and things inside of me so she could breathe. Yeah. And then they said, oh, we got to wean you off. You might not make it. And yep, she is a fighter. Amazing. Yeah, amazing. And now I look at her and she's so artistic. She's an amazing person. Both my kids are amazing. They're such good people. I'm so proud of both of them. But she had a tough start, but it's so amazing to look at her right now. Make me cry. I can't talk about it anymore. I'm gonna cry to look and see what she's doing and accomplishing and all the things my son's accomplishing in life. It's very exciting. Okay, look at, oh, there's all kinds of bugs. So anyway, so I guess I'm officially Pearly Girl 2. That obviously was uber creativity. So I guess from Pearly Girl, do we want blue? Oh, I like this orange one here. Ooh, of course, there's really good butterflies on the other side. That's always the thing with these books, right? Okay, this butterfly is way too, is that a good one? There comes a dilemma. Let's see, here's a blue one. So let's do the blue one. I think blue might look good with the purple. So yeah, I guess with Pearly Girl, I was doing what I wanted to grow up to do and be, and certainly now. Definitely a happy place. There was tons, there was more good stuff with Pearly Girl than the long hours and all that. Obviously, I did have to make a lot of sacrifices, family time and things, even time spent with the kids, a lot of sacrifices running that business, but so proud of it. And Jim and I don't know, we don't have the stamina, I don't think, to do it, but we do say if we ever wanted to, we could just start doing it again. We have all the equipment, all the machinery, lots of copper, lots of nickel. We have all our stuff. We'd have to, sit down and see if we could still do it all, but we say something happened. we could just, and that shop is on. I had a customer, I think last year, she needed another chain or something for her husband, something we had made. And I just ended up turning it back on because I had to set up the listing it was something she bought forever ago. And I set it up so I could set up the listing for her. And then I ended up nothing hand stamped in that way, but we just had some other jewelry that we were selling just to kind of flesh out. Of course, everybody wanted the personalized stuff, but I listed just some sterling silver pieces and things that are easy to ship out. So the shop is officially opened as of last year. I think we only have like 10 listings up, but I have had a couple sales. It's nice to clear out that inventory. Necklaces and earrings and stuff. Okay, I think that's cute. Okay, see, I'm talking too much. Enough talking. What time is it? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm talking too much. I'm talking about myself too much. That's super rude. Okay, I think that's cute. Okay, so now we're going to do the thing where I think I'll just kind of glue, kind of figure out how that kind of sits up there. So I could even be like Debbie and like cut out the flower and have it tucked behind, but I don't think I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue back behind this flower, and we'll get that glued down in front of our nest. And then this little flower here. Anyway. I wish we all lived close to each other. Wouldn't that be fun? We could find some like fun classes. Like Susie's daughter's fun class at the coffee shop. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be fun? We could meet up and go to fun classes. That would be a ton of fun. Oh, it's the same TED Talk? Okay, awesome. Isn't that funny? I think a lot of us watch the same things. And don't you think because we follow each other too, that maybe the same stuff comes up in our thing? Did you just bought some antique brooches from her? Oh my gosh. They are 1 month shy of 3 years. So they're not quite perfectly 3 years apart. So Taylor is August 31st and Ryan's July 23rd. So they're pretty, well, not quite a month, but pretty close. So their birthdays are very close together. Hi, Messy Palette. Hey, you. How are you? Good morning. Is it good? Is it evening? I think it's evening for you, right? Hello, hello. Nettie, she was, at the time we lived in San Pedro, at our old house in San Pedro, and my husband was hemorrhaging. My husband had to call 911, and they took me to Little Company Mary Hospital, San Pedro. And then the next day, because I was at that hospital, they transferred me to Little Company Mary in Torrance. And so that's where we were. So I was, and they didn't know what to do with me. So I was in the maternity ward for 2 weeks. And it was terrible. The beds were they're not the kind of beds that you would be in for 2 weeks, right? They're like labor their labor beds. So they had to like find different mattress toppers and things in the hospital. It was like a whole thing. And yeah, so that's where I stayed, and wonderful nurses, amazing NICU doctors, amazing NICU nurses. They were amazing. And they kept me alive and they kept her alive. Let's see. And I can't say enough. And Ryan was also born at the same hospital. And funny enough, when I went in my pregnancy with him was totally just regular. My water broke, all that stuff. It was as regular as could be. And so when they wheeled me in, so, we got to the hospital, Jim drove me. And my mom was here. She was here in anticipation, and she was taking care of Taylor at the house. And they wheeled me into the exact same room that I was in for those 2 weeks. I looked at Jim and I'm like, oh, wait, what? Like, it was so crazy. I'm like, honey, is this the same room? And he's like, yeah, it's the same room. So 3 years later, the same room. So bizarre, in a big hospital. How could they have put me? It was very strange. Okay. All right. So we're going to glue this. Amazing hospital. They They did. Oh, all the nurses were so special. Doctors were great. Nurses took such great care of me. And I met one of my now good friends. We met. Our daughters were born a month apart. And we met there through the nurses and through the NICU experience. So that's another good thing that came out of all of it. Okay, I'm going to put this up a little bit higher. I feel like I need something down below. But maybe it's okay. I guess the other ones are kind of floating like that. I feel like I need something here. Maybe it would be, no. What do we need, friends? Do we need a little something? What do you guys think? It's kind of floating, but maybe it's okay. It's very simple. Let me get the sides here. Maybe we do like it. You guys say in the chat. I don't know why I'm thinking something kind of down here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, let's grab a topper and then let's look at Angela's. Don't let me forget to look because I will forget. That blue is certainly pretty. I don't think I have any good purple. Pink. This periwinkle is very pretty. In fact, talking about Gabby gave me this whole bag of ribbon, of seam binding. It's amazing. She just cut off from all the seam binding she had years ago. I've been hoarding it, but look at that. Look at all that goodness. That's all from Gabby, our amazing Gabby. Let's see. Susie says when she first started watching YouTube, you watched thrifting. Same with me. I watched thrifting. Yeah, antiques and vintage. I had a couple. Oh, you did? Oh, did you love having the booths? A couple booths back in the 2000s. I ran into Angela Traveling Crafter on Ariana's sale. Okay. Wow, that's like a small world. I love Ariana. I remember when Ariana first kind of came onto YouTube. I said to somebody, I don't know who it was, a friend, and I was like, look at that amazing young woman. She is going to be something. She has the special sauce. I always say that's my little phrase. She has a special sauce. I said, she is going places. I think she was like at maybe a meetup at Misty's or something, and she just was kind of on camera. I don't even know if she had an Instagram page. I went and found her on Instagram. I don't know if she had just started it. I feel like I was one of her kind of earlier followers there. And she is beautiful inside and out. She has such a beautiful eye for things. And her mom is lovely. Her mom is so lovely. Let's see. Oh, good. I will watch that, Kim, and I will look for that book. Yeah, it was a hard start, but I'm so very blessed. We are so blessed. Jim and I say that all the time. We are dearly, dearly blessed. We have lots of blessings. We have more blessings. And it makes the hard stuff okay. We just concentrate on the blessings. Oh, good. Okay, let me click on that. So I have that. Let me screen print it. I'm so scatterbrained. Sometimes if I don't do stuff like that. So now it's in my phone. Let's see. Wouldn't that be fun, Kim? Oh my gosh, it'll be so fun. That's like a dream, just to take art classes and take art classes with each other. We could, Susie. Taylor used to talk about that when she was younger. She loves coffee. She she loves her coffee, and she used to talk about that, having a little coffee shop somewhere. Yes. Oh my gosh, we could have our own coffee shop, and Terry is going to bake all our goodies. Oh my gosh. You know what I would love to do? I'm not at that point, and clearly after saying I'm a procrastinator and I'm not a planner, but it would be really fun to do a get together sometime, wouldn't it? Like figure out a destination. I would need help with it because I'm so bad at stuff like that, but that would be amazing. Yes, Terry would be the baker. Oh, she's August 31st too. That's a great birthday. That is a good birthday. I can't remember. I feel like her due date, her original due date was like November 28th or something like that. Oh, Denise, you're in California? We're in California. I'm in Southern California. They were born in the same too, Eddie. How funny. When they wheeled you in, were you like, wow, this is like deja vu? Oh my gosh, how fun. Maybe that's more. Do you think they do that if you're at the same hospital? Maybe that's a thing. Do you think they, or is that just a total fluke that they would do that? Maybe they look to see where they put you last time. Maybe it's like comforting. Oh my gosh, I love that. Kim, crafty coffee shop. Oh my gosh, where everyone crafts and drinks coffee. That's like a dream. Yeah. You saw her too, Susie. Did you say she has the secret sauce? Yes. Yes, she gave everybody gifts, and she had those adorable little taxidermy things she made. I was like, who is this person? Yeah. Okay, so you saw it too. You saw it too. You're in San Diego? Oh my gosh, you are close by, Denise. I grew up part of my years in Fallbrook in North County, San Diego. Born in Monterey Park, lived in San Gabriel area, maybe Alhambra. Maybe we lived in Alhambra for a while. All my mom's family, my dad's family were all like Alhambra, Monterey Park, Temple City. And then in the 6th grade, we moved down to Fallbrook, North County, backside of Camp Pendleton. And then I moved back up to Los Angeles, like early 20s. Was it a fluke? See, that's weird. How do we both had that fluke? Okay. I think that's good. I think we're gonna call that good. Okay, let me go look. Oh my gosh. Are you guys having fun? Or are you like, oh, this is a long one? I'm enjoying myself. I am definitely enjoying myself. Let me go look for Angela's thing. Usually I forget, and then I have to make myself a note for the following week. Okay, Instagram. Let's see here. So pretty. Okay, look at Angela's. I love. I love sharing everybody's stuff. Look how beautiful that. Oh, and it's an alphabet one with the X. Gorgeous, Angela. Can you guys see that up close? So she has a little bit of paper that's grounding the image and tying the butterfly and the flower in. Beautiful. My eyes are not working. Oh, and because I couldn't see the top. And look at that. I love the beautiful collage work up here. That's lovely. And I like that butterfly there too. It needed, right? It needed something in that kind of area right there. Beautiful, Angela. Are those all stickers? I'm looking. Butterfly may be a fussy cut. Oh, and I didn't see that. I missed that. My eyes are so bad. And then can you see that? She has a little bit of stamping down there with the mushroom stamp. I think it's a stamp. Beautiful, Angela. That is lovely. That is so lovely. Yeah, anytime you guys want, if you're crafting along and you want to send me a picture, just kind of get my attention and just keep like put it caps or something and bug me and make sure I don't forget. If I do forget, I'll show it the next week. And I used to do that a lot when I first did Vintage Craft and Chat years ago, right? And then I stepped away to take care of my mother-in-law. I used to always share Mary and her sister used to do a lot of the crafts. And then the following week, if they posted on Instagram and then put the hashtag vintage craft and chat in, then I would share in the following week. Do you guys want to start that back up again? That was fun. It makes for a little bit longer of a get together, but I love looking at everybody's. That's a stamp. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? It's so beautiful. Beautiful, Angela. It was the first, usually I don't do the same thing. What if people are crafting, I'm not usually doing the same craft. I'm usually getting ready for like Thursday, with you guys or something, but I'd like to have the time. Would love to have the time to do that. Okay, friends, I think these are the 2 tags. I think we made some really beautiful tags. I still feel like something should be down here. I don't know. I won't take the time to do it now, but I might go in and maybe look for a little leaf or something. Just something like how Angela had the little mushroom down there. I feel like maybe it needs a little something. Do you guys know the trick too? Sometimes Taylor taught me this too, is if you take a picture of something. Do you guys ever do that? If you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe it needs something, I'm not sure. But if you take a picture on your phone and then you look at it through your phone, sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps. So it was all stickers except for the pieces of paper and the stamps. I love it. You did? I won't. Oh, let me pull. I'm like, oh, I wasn't going to pull it up, but I have to pull it up. What? I totally didn't even catch that. Look what Angela did. So she made a faux. I had to go back and look at it. I thought that was a page protector. Light bulb moment. How genius is that? It looks just like a page protector. I didn't even pick up on that. Angela, how cool is that? Oh my gosh, I love that. That's great if you're like traveling or you're crafting and you're like, oh, I don't have any page protectors, I don't have any paper. That's genius. So nice, so nice. Okay, I think we did a good job here. I'm going to turn around a little bit. What else do I need to say? Oh, let me grab the calendar and see what I'm going to grab that first. So, here's today. And then I put the link in earlier, but I'll start sharing it on the community tab. And so Kathy, Picasso Cat, also has a channel, Picasso Cat Gets Creative. Kathy is joining me next week. That thumbnail is already up under the live tab, so you can go click on that. We're going to have lots of fun next week. Kathy is going to be sharing embossing techniques and tips, and she does this beautiful technique with spackling paste. It's gorgeous. So that will be a lot of fun next week when Kathy joins us. And yeah, and then I'm going to be away. We were talking about traveling. I won't be here the 22nd and the 29th, but then I will be back with, I don't know what, the following Thursday. I don't have the project yet. Hopefully I'll figure out what it is in the next couple weeks. I'm finally back to posting haul videos. I posted one this week, which was amazing. All this amazing fabric that my stepmom's friend Kay had gifted me. Halloween fabric. If you love Halloween, go check it out. And this fun cabinet was like going through junk drawer kind of thing with sewing notions and all kinds of cool stuff. That was from Linda, my stepmom, and then a beautiful book from my sweet friend Rosina that's just gorgeous, almost antique, beautiful book. And I have another one coming out this Tuesday, and then I have another one to film. So I'm hoping to get some things up for all of you. I'm hoping maybe, I don't know what it's going to be. I'd like to get back to my craft room organization and cleaning out my cabinet and cleaning out the areas. So that may end up be what I may post that kind of content on the 2 Thursdays that I won't be with you, because I'm dying to get into the cabinet behind me and the cabinet next to me. Sometimes I move things around and I've done little things here and there because I can't help myself. I'm kind of type A when it comes to organization, but I've been really trying to hold off. So that's probably what I will do if I can get to it in the next couple weeks, is post craft room reorganization videos those 2 weeks. So that is it, my friends. Let me turn this around a little bit and we can say our goodbyes. I don't know what I look like. I have like big hair today. Big hair. Got real sweaty. It was very sweaty. Let's see here. My gosh. All right. Oh, the sale. Okay, everybody go over. Let's all get off so we can go to the sale on Kathy's channel. Picasso Cat and Amy are selling right now. Oh, let me show. Wait, don't go yet. Amy has to go. Don't go yet. Let me pull up Nettie's. Oh my gosh, I can't get over that dauber. The dauber thing, Angela. Let's see. Is it this one? No, this. Oh no, this is a different one. Giveaway. Did you put it in our main group? Let's see. Oh, there's the book that Kim did. Oh, I love it. You did playing cards. I knew the playing cards were gonna look so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody. Hopefully I can show that. Look at Nettie's. Look what she did today. So good. Let's see. Let's look at the top one here. Oh my gosh. I love that with the rose and the postage stamp sticker. I think that, yeah. And I love how you have your paper above. That's what I love, right? I wouldn't think about doing that, and it looks so good. I like how we all approach things differently. I literally, oh, that's me. I think that was Pam posting in our group. Oh, I love the paper above. Maybe I'm going to put some play and do some paper above. So cute. I love that. Oh dear, he sighed. I love that. Beautiful with the butterfly. Nice grounding there. Oh, and look at that. And you put the paper up and down. You put it vertically. Again, your mind is picking up something marvelous that wouldn't even occur to me, and it looks amazing. That's good. That's good. See, Nettie. Nettie has the secret sauce. It's beautiful. Isn't it good, guys? Okay, let me go back. It's hard for me to read this. I feel like I'm missing. Yeah, I'm like way up. Let me go back in. I think I'm better down here. Let's see. Isn't it good? Oh my gosh. I did, Terry. It is, it's a little bit, I don't know. When I did the prompt jar, it's a little mundane. It's a little mundane vintage book page. So that's something we probably put into every single thing that we all make is vintage book page, I would say. So yeah, it's a little, but we can make it fun. Well, maybe we should push our boundaries. Maybe use vintage book page in a way maybe we haven't used it before. That would be really fun. So that's this week's prompt. Are you in our group, Susie? Do you want to be in our group? I don't think you're in our Instagram group. If you're on Instagram, let me know. Oh, me too, Denise. I am so glad. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to go check out your content later. I can already tell I'm going to love it. Isn't that good? I love how Nettie, I wouldn't think to do the paper this way and the paper up and above, you know. What is that? I always have to say, what's horizontal? Vertical. The paper vertical. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Angela loves her mushrooms. Oh, because you wanted to keep the number 4 on the bottom visible. Yeah. Did Pam just posted something? Oh, you're right, Susie. It did look like a birch tree. It did. Okay, what did Pam post? Pam post? I didn't see it. Okay, let me go back. No, wait, that's Amy. I was like, what is that? Amy posted something wonderful. Evan Owen, let's see. So Pam says, I finally got some free time last night and today, and the creative juices are flowing. Adding these to some crafting ephemera bundles in my live sale. Oh my gosh. Is it inked? I'm trying to see. It might be collage. I'm thinking maybe she collaged tissue paper or napkin. Somebody's messaging me. Maybe that's in our group. Ooh, those are cool, right? It must be. Do you know, Angela? It must be. Oh, here's the beautiful picture. Gorgeous. Yeah, it must be tissue paper or napkin. Look how beautiful those are. And look how she has it displayed in the bowl like that. Gorgeous. She's got a whole vibe and layout and beautiful display going. And is there even like there's like a leaf? Oh no, I thought there was a leaf there where the king and queen meet down at the bottom, but I think it's just the way the decoupage paper's on there. I'll have to comment. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, and she said she worked on playing cards. I'm so excited you guys did the playing cards and that you used the playing cards, Nettie, because I thought those would give us that a very similar look to the flashcards. All right, everybody. Okay. Talking. I could just hang out with you guys for hours and hours, but I know we all have things we have to do and take on the rest of our day. Oh, you're not on Instagram, Susie. Yeah, let me know. I've offered to help people. You could even just sign up if you want to be in our crafting group. You could just sign up for Instagram. You don't have to post anything on your page. You can keep it private, but then you could just be in our little crafting group. So we post pictures of things we're working on. When we do the prompts, we share pictures of the prompts in the group. But let me know. I'm happy to help you do that. So, all right, friends, I will see you next week when Kathy is here, and let's go. We got a lot of stuff to enjoy, a lot of channels to watch and content to check out and new friends and sail with Kathy and Amy. So I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody. Love you.